Okay. The four currently major priorities in my life. First one I would say is graduating college. Um, I'm very much looking forward to doing that, but certainly need to put in some more work before that happens. It's my last semester. So it's one of them. Become a better friend. I mean, there's always room to grow with that. I feel like friends are certainly like one of the most important things in your life. So I would like to always prioritize that. Staying healthy. I mean, shoot, I'm a kid major, so I think I always try to prioritize my health. Although I don't always succeed, I do think that is one of my major priorities. And then preparing for life after college. Like, this is my last semester, so I gotta think about just paying off student loans. Right now, I'm still living with the family. It's the way I've been saving money. So moving out of the house, it's working full time, all that great stuff. What makes up my current identity? Um, I mean, shoot, growing up in there goes an AirPod, but it's perfect timing. Growing up in San Francisco, I would say, has certainly contributed to um, part of who my current identity is. When people ask where I'm from, which is normally one of the first things people ask when you meet them, SF is certainly, I'm proud to say it. Led to a lot of um, just diversity, even how I think. I feel like it grew up around all sorts of people, all sorts of backgrounds, and um, and it's just certainly contributed to, like, I would say, who I am today. I'm Christian. That's one of them too. I kind of grew up this way, but certainly decided to make it my own way of life when I was older. Kind of coming into my senior year of high school and even into college. I think that's a big part of how I identify myself, because I mean that's kind of how I choose to live my life is to, like, essentially just follow Jesus, follow the teachings of Him, follow God, that sort of thing. To put it briefly, see, and then I think just my ethnic background, growing up in a Latin culture, for definitely like that's how I identify myself and makes up my current identity. Um, how I interact with people, I think Latin culture has influenced that. Uh, at least from my experience, it tends to be really family oriented. Uh, can be really can be really dramatic, but I would say that's a big influence on my current identity. Um, let's see, what roles do I play? Well, I'm not a roommate because I live at home still, so I mean, I would say a brother. I have a younger sister who I still live with, son, because I'm still with my parents. Brother's moved out though, so older brother. So I also play the role as a younger brother and older brother since I'm a middle child. Um, I would say I certainly play the role as a student, having been in college. I'm like a super senior now, so student is certainly one of the major roles I play. Learning, essentially, being malleable in that way. Something I think I want to continue to do even as I get into my profession. I think it's one thing school's taught me. You just got to keep learning, no matter what your position's at. Um, and then, I mean, I just got a new job at a physical therapy clinic, so part of a team of aides who help out there, help out the patients, and it certainly feels like a team. So I'd say that's another role I could play. And how many faces I put on? It's an interesting question. The reading was kind of interesting. Um, I mean, I like to think I'm do my best to just be me, but I certainly think I could code switch at times for sure. I mean, I'm certainly not the same way I am in school as I am outside of school, or even at work, outside of work, even with the same coworkers. I feel like it's required to uphold yourself in a certain way, a professional way, when you're on the job or at school. Whereas outside of it, I could really just relax, talk the way I want to talk, behave they want to behave. And I'd say, like, I mean, the more you spend time with people outside of certain whatchamacallit, just environments, the more you get to see who they really are. So outside of like the work environment, I would say, I would say I don't know if I could put like a term to say the mask I put on, but I think I'm more free to like talk the way I want to talk. It's kind of like I said earlier, just behave how I want to behave. And I think, even within that, it depends on who I'm hanging out with. Certain people I know I could joke around in certain ways. Other people I got to be more, aware of how sensitive they could be. And, just be aware of like people's like way people. It doesn't have to be with joking, just the way they may feel about certain subjects, or be making sure that I'm being considerate of them. So I think there's many faces that I could put on throughout the day, but I don't know if it's necessarily like not me. I think it's just me taking into consideration both the environment and the people like around me to like include them into it, not just think solely about how I want to behave. But yeah, let's see. 5, offer a brief comment, opinion, explanation why you think we as people often have the need to put on faces. I think I kind of already answered that when I was saying the faces I put on. I mean, as a brother, as a friend, as an employee, as a student, different faces you need to put on. But I think it could, a lot of people like to think of it as either fake or code switching, as I said earlier, but I think it just comes with the territory of living in an environment where you're with other people. And I mean, as humans, we are like, we just naturally group together, so we're gonna have people that are different than us, and we got to take that into account. But yeah, what are the most important principles and values? I would say, I mean, like I said, I'm a Christian, so I certainly feel the need to not feel the need, I certainly chosen to follow a path of like Jesus' teachings. I fail miserably a lot of the times, but I do my best to uphold that. I obviously have my own morals. I mean, like, treat others like you want to be treated. Just, not really into violence either. But obviously I'm all for defending yourself. But yeah, I mean, values, I would certainly say family is a huge value for me. I think, like I said, the Latin culture has a lot to do with that, but also just the way I was raised. And I was raised to, like, always family comes first before anything. Well, I mean, shoot, actually God first and family, but I mean, it's the morals were set there at a young age for sure. But I've certainly chosen to continue to follow certain ones. Yeah, I mean, like I said, treat others as you want to be treated. Don't look down on people just because of circumstances or choices they've made, mistakes they've made, or even just the successes they made. Success doesn't always mean that that person's a great person. This means they made some right decisions or got lucky. But yes, I mean, I'm all for trying to treat people like the same, like not try to put people on pedestals or think I'm above them either. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that.